members of the university community, let me welcome you all, especially the distinguished participants and members of the the Faculty of Science Board. Let me welcome you to another edition of the Faculty of Science Open Lecture. Of course, this time around is the first in this series in 2024, year 2024. The title of today's Open Lecture is Innovating Value, the Intersection of Science, Technology and Business. To deliver this Open Lecture is another distinguished personality, an accomplished entrepreneur, and of course the man that understands, or the personality that understands the working of the organized private sector. I'm talking of any other person than the co-founder and the CEO of Truckmasters Nigeria Limited, Mr. Tony Areyeka. Can we put our hands together for him? While we still await the arrival of this distinguished personality, and of course, the members of the university management, may I humbly recognize our distinguished scholars in our midst, especially from the Faculty of Science, and of course the university in general. I want to recognize the presence in our midst here, a distinguished member of the University Governing Council, and of course the Provost Postgraduate School, who by virtue of his membership of the scholarship, community in the university, is a member of the Faculty of Science. I recognize your presence, Professor Olusegun Adebayo Lawal. Let me equally recognize the headsman of the Faculty of Science, the man that makes sure that the program today is well sponsored, well planned, and of course well implemented. I'm talking of a distinguished physicist, Professor John Abidemi Lawi. Yeah, I said the implementation is worked out already, but it's calling monitoring that himself. Thank you very much. I think that is a good quality of the participatory leadership. Thank you very much for giving us that leadership in Faculty of Science, Professor John Abidemi Lawi. Let me equally recognize a former dean of Faculty of Science, and of course a distinguished scholar. I call him intellectual entrepreneur, a chemist, a very unique one indeed. I call him an analytical chemist, a renowned professor, Professor Tunde Ogunsawo. Thank you very much. I failed to complete it, a renowned professor of chemistry. Thank you very much. Also in our midst today is another distinguished member of the university community, but presently the director of CWES and the immediate past director of Innovation and Entrepreneurial Studies, the Directorate. I'm talking about Professor Mustafa Adewale Usman. We currently have in our midst another distinguished director in this university who has been making the university proud, both locally and internationally. Let me recognize the presence of the Director of Partnership and Linkage in Olabisi Onabanjo University. Please join me in giving a round of applause to Professor J.S. Ashidi. You are not clapping for us. Doing those twice, I will come to recognize you. But you don't have to put the cards before the horse. Please pardon me. Thank you very much. I equally want to recognize the personality, the distinguished academic, the citizen scholar in charge of academic planning directorate in Olabisi Onabanjo University, join me in welcoming to this hall, Professor N.A.A. Babaringi. Thank you very much. I equally have in our midst the current head, Department of Health Sciences, Professor Adebisi. Am I right? I'm doing a rehearsal so that I wouldn't need to be putting down names. Because that's where it's once my constituency, I should be recording. Thank you very much. Another distinguished scholar in the Faculty of Science from the Department of Physics, Professor Foka. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Let me equally recognize in our midst another distinguished scholar from the Department of Mathematical Sciences. I will, as soon as I record the name, I don't want to judge any name. I'm trying to, like I mentioned earlier, I'm doing a rehearsal. Yeah, and it will be a very great error or mission for me to not to record that name offhand, because it was at my defense program. I wouldn't do that. Thank you very much. Because yeah, I even had the freedom of vibrating that day, and would have even put a roadblock there. Yeah, he would have even put a roadblock there by asking me an natural question that I would not be able to answer. Thank you very much. Let me equally recognize the head department of physics, Dr. David. Thank you very much. And the Iron Lady who coordinated the last open lecture we had in this hall, our Iron Lady, Dr. Mrs. Oshobami, the head department of chemical sciences. Thank you very much. Let me not forget the personality in the computer world. I call her Artificial Intelligence Personified Madam in the university. I will recall your name. You leave the name behind you. I wouldn't look anything. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much as I recognize Dr. Folorunsho, because I already put Mrs. there because it is now a feminine masculine thing now. You made that mistake. They will tell you, yes, Dr. Wali Balogun. Why not put Dr. Mr. Balogun? So, Dr. Folorunsho, thank you very much. Let me equally recognize the head mathematical sciences, one of our ancestors in Olabisi Onabanjo University. Yeah, foundation member, foundation of pioneer students, one of the pioneer students of Ogun State University, then now Olabisi Onabanjo University. We appreciate you, we welcome you, along with other distinguished personalities from the Department of Mathematical Sciences. I could see Dr. Adeshina there. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. And of course, I was trying to connect that dot with that distinguished personality in the entertainment world, Pa Solanke, Pajimi Solanke. I will recognize our own doctor, the head department of mathematical sciences. Dr. Solanke, you are most welcome, sir. Yeah, I think I must not fail to recognize the distinguished microbiologist in our midst here. I can recognize Dr. Egberogbe. Thank you very much. Yeah, I will update my records and do the necessary recognition by not wrongly identifying our personality here, our scholars. While I quickly recognize the presence of former Dean, Faculty of Science, Professor Oyeshiku. You are welcome. I equally want to quickly recognize the presence of the pioneer Director of Olabisi Onabanjo University Business School, Professor B. Abosede. Thank you very much. Now I will want to, please permit me to specially The Bible says Gunla Niken, but this time around it's not a Gunla, but a distinguished scholar. I will recognize him as the first director of Entrepreneurship Directorate in Olabisi Onabanjo University, who today is the chairman of the committee that is organizing this program. Professor Chukwuma, Victor Chukwuma, you are recognized, sir. Thank you very much. I remember in 2011-2012, he was the director of entrepreneurship in Olabisi Onabanjo University. Am I communicating, sir? I'm right in this all similar lecture was conducted, and the lecture was delivered by another distinguished guest lecturer from the organized private sector. Thank you very much for giving us another round of this intellectual gathering. Thank you very much. As soon as the distinguished members of the university management are not talking, great OUIs. Are you annoyed? Great OUIs. Don't be annoyed. Great OUIs. And the greatest Nigerian students. And the greatest of the greatest Nigerian students. And the greatest Gogo. And the greatest Baba. And the greatest Baba Gogo. Kulu Kulu. Thank you very much. Distinguished members of the audience, of course, the members of the university management are already here and I will be commencing the program proper. Thank you very much. With the permission of the Vice Chancellor and other distinguished members of the university management, may I implore everybody to rise as we commence the program proper with the national anthem, the state anthem, and of course the university anthem. Thank you very much. State anthem.
We are the pride of our father's land, women of character and with knowledge are produced. Leaders a trail in a mother's land. Excellent job, Umana entertainment, not only for us, but also people around the world. We shine the light of the knowledge gained. Oh, you grace, oh, you grace, all in open state and shining all the left. We are the pride of the world today.
Thank you very much. Let's be seated. And the greatest OUIs, greatest of the Nigerian students. Thank you very much. Firstly, let me welcome you all on behalf of the Vice Chancellor of the State University, Professor Ayodeji Agbola, and other distinguished members of the university community, to the fourth Faculty of Science, to the Faculty of Science Open Lecture. This time around, we have the first series in the 2024 series. The topic is Innovating Value, the intersection of science, technology, and business, organized by the Faculty of Science, Olabisi Onabanjo University. And we put our hands together for this faculty under the able leadership of the Dean, Professor John Abidemi Laoye. We are not clapping. Thank you very much. Please clap for them. Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, with the permission of the Vice Chancellor and other distinguished members of the High Table, let me quickly welcome to the High Table the guest lecturer of today, Mr. Tony Anayika. Please come to the High Table, sir. Thank you very much. Once again, I introduce to you the headman of this great university, Professor Ayodeji Agbola. On his right hand, left hand side there is the Vice Chancellor of Academic of this great university, Professor Oladunu Abosede Oderinde. We currently have the Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, Professor Charles Olufemi Adekoya. And of course, the Registrar of this great university and the Secretary Council of Olabisi Onabanjo University, Mr. Femi Ogunwomutu. Of course, the University Librarian, Professor Feyitolanike Onifade, is ably represented today by another distinguished member of the Library and Information Science Department, Dr. Abiodun Odu. Please talk to the High Table. Thank you very much. I equally want to recognize the presence of the Dean Faculty of Science, Professor John Abidemi Laoye. I equally want to invite to the High Table the Provost of PG School, who is currently a member of the Faculty of Science. Please come to the High Table, Professor Adebayo Mawal. Thank you very much. The Vice Chancellors are the faculty is well represented here. Another names of faculties are equally very much around, and the directors in this great university. Let me quickly recognize the presence of the Dean Faculty of Administration and Management Sciences, Professor Muse Sholanke. We appreciate you. Thank you for coming. Also in our midst is the Director of CWES, the immediate past Director of Entrepreneurial and Innovation Studies, Professor Mustafa Usman Adewale. We appreciate you. Also in our midst is the Dean Student Affairs, Professor Kolawole Odunaike. Thank you very much. The Director of Academic Planning is very much in our midst, Professor N.A. Babarinke. Without wasting time, I want to welcome to the podium the Dean Faculty of Science, Professor John Abidemi Laoye, to give the welcome address. Can you put our hands together for you? Thank you very much, sir.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, distinguished members of the University Management, our guest lecturer, provosts and deans, heads of department representatives, ladies and gentlemen, great OUIs, great OUIs. I have to get it fixed. Most times I want to say great effect. But it's great OUIs. The greatest and the greatest OUIs. Good morning, everyone. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you all to the first Faculty Open Lecture of 2024. As the Dean of the Faculty of Science, I am honored to stand before you as we embark on this enlightening journey, exploring the frontiers of science, technology, and innovation. First and foremost, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our Vice Chancellor for his unwavering support, his vision and dedication to academic excellence have been instrumental in making this event possible. I'm also deeply grateful to our esteemed guest speaker, Mr. Tony Arenyeka, for accepting our invitation to share his insights on a topic of profound importance: innovative value, the intersection between science, technology, and innovation. We are indeed fortunate to have someone of his caliber to lead this discussion, and we eagerly anticipate the wealth of knowledge and inspiration he will undoubtedly impart. Additionally, I would like to acknowledge the tremendous effort and dedication of the organizing committee led by Professor Victor Chukwu. The success of this event is a testament to their hard work and commitment to fostering a vibrant academic environment within our faculty. Thank you for your exemplary leadership and coordination. Today's lecture is not just an event. It is a celebration of the synergy between science, technology, and innovation. It is a reminder of how these fields intersect and drive progress, pushing the boundaries of what is possible and creating value that transcends traditional disciplines. As we gather here today, let us be inspired by the innovative spirit that defines our faculty. Let us embrace the challenges and opportunities that lie at the intersection of these dynamic fields and commit ourselves to advancing knowledge and making meaningful contributions to society. Once again, I welcome you all and thank you for your presence. Let us look forward to a stimulating and thought-provoking lecture that will ignite our passion for discovery and innovation. Thank you.
With the permission of the Vice Chancellor, quickly I recognize the presence of the Director, Entrepreneurship and Innovation in Olabisi Onabanjo University, Dr. Osei Olukomen. We appreciate you. And of course, the Associate of the Guest Lecturer today, Dr. Osemi Ohayimbi. We appreciate your coming. Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for me to welcome to the podium the Vice Chancellor of this great university, whose priority is to making sure that the spirit of ideal academic culture is still in all and sundry, despite the gap we are seeing in terms of funding and other related gap we can talk about. Let me equally inform you that another priority of the current administration of the university is to making sure that there is an enabling environment in terms of provision infrastructure to all and sundry, making sure we have a very enabling environment to learn, teach, and of course, do research in Olabisi Onabanjo University. Join me in welcoming to the podium the Vice Chancellor of this great university, Professor Ayodeji Olayinka Johnson Agboola, to give the opening speech. Thank you very much.
The principal officer of the university, provosts, deans, heads of department here present, other Senate members here present. Our guest speaker for today, Mr. Tony Arenyeka, distinguished participants, other faculty members here present, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Greatest OUI. Great. Articulate OUI. Great. Are you not there again? It is with great pleasure and excitement that I welcome you all to the maiden edition of the Faculty of Science Open Lecture for the year 2024, titled innovating value, the intersection of science, technology, and business. Today marks a significant milestone for academic community as we gather to delve into the dynamic and transformative realm where science, technology, and business converge. In the modern era, innovation stands at the crossroads of science, technology, and business, driving unprecedented transformation across industries. The convergence of this domain is not merely a collaboration, it is a synergic relationship that propels the development of groundbreaking solutions, fosters economic growth, and addresses complex global challenges. This integration can be seen in various phases of life, ranging from healthcare to renewable energy, highlighting how interconnected effort in science, technology, and business can lead to valuable advancement. It is within this context that our esteemed guest speaker, Mr. Tony Areka, will lead us on a journey of exploration and discovery. Throughout history, breakthroughs have often emerged at the crossroads of disciplines where diverse perspectives intersect to spark creativity and ingenuity. Today's lecture embodies this spirit of collaboration as we bring together ideas from various fields to illuminate the pathways towards innovative value creation. Science, as you all know, serves as the bedrock of innovation, providing the fundamental understanding of natural phenomena. And that is why I always say, once it can work in science, it will work every other place in this university. That phenomena fuels technological advancement, scientific research, driven by curiosity and the quest for knowledge, uncovers new principles and mechanisms that form the basis for technological development. For instance, the discovery of the CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing technology, emerging from basic research in microbiology, has since shown that it can also be applied in other realms. This scientific breakthrough has since paved the way for revolutionary application in medicine, agriculture, and beyond, showcasing how scientific discovery can have profound practical implications. Technology translates scientific discovery into practical tools and applications, acting as a catalyst for innovation. The iterative process of technology development involves designing, testing, and refining products and systems to meet specific needs. In the realm of information technology, the development of quantum computing exemplifies this process, building on principles of quantum mechanics research and engines are creating within the computer realm. This technological leap promises to revolutionize fields such as cryptography, material science, and complex system modeling, where AI is now the wave in the world. Business as the engine of growth plays a crucial role in scaling and disseminating innovations, transforming them into accessible and marketable products and services. Effective business strategies involve not only the commercialization of technology, but also the creation of sustainable business models that can adapt to changing market dynamics. The rise of renewable energy technologies, such as solar and wind power, illustrate these dynamics. Businesses have been instrumental in driving down costs through economics of scale, optimizing supply chains, and securing investment, making renewable energy a viable alternative to fuels that is causing unnecessary headache. The intersection of science and technology and businesses is a fertile ground for innovation, where interdisciplinary collaboration leads to the creation of value in all presented way. One prominent example is the pharmaceutical industry as well, where the development of COVID-19 vaccines showcased a remarkable convergence of scientific research, technological progress, and business acumen. Scientists decoded the virus gene sequences, technologies developed the mRNA vaccine platform, and pharmaceutical companies conducted large-scale manufacturing and distribution, culminating in a rapid and effective global vaccination campaign, and these have provided the value chain along the line. Another example is the field of artificial intelligence, where my very good friend is making wave, Dr. Seknat Korosho. Advances in machine learning and algorithm have led to the creation of sophisticated AI systems, which businesses are leveraging to optimize operations, enhance customer experiences, and create new revenue streams. Companies like Google, Amazon utilizes AI to refine all research that we are talking about, demonstrating how the interplay of science, technology, and businesses can revolutionize the world. As we navigate an increasingly complex and interconnected world, it is imperative that we foster a culture of innovation that transcends traditional boundaries by harnessing the synergies between science, technology, and businesses. We not only unlock new opportunities for growth and prosperity, but also pave the way for sustainable and inclusive development that form the basis of our 3E in this university: education, employability, and entrepreneurship. I extend my sincere gratitude to our guest speaker this morning, Mr. Ayeka, for accepting to share his expertise and insights with us today. His wealth of knowledge in businesses and engineering services will no doubt guide us in advancing knowledge and fostering interdisciplinary collaboration that our dear institutions are always advocated for. To all attendees, I encourage you to actively engage in today's discussion, to exchange ideas, and to inspire one another towards greater innovation and impact. Together, let us explore the boundless possibilities that await at the intersection of science, technology, as well as businesses. Thank you, and may this inaugural Faculty of Lecture for 2024 be the first of many enlightening conversations that inspire us towards a future of business innovation and progress. Thank you for your rapt attention.
Thank you very much. Can we put our hands again together for the Vice Chancellor of Greenfield University? Thank you very much, sir. The vaccine management, distinguished members of the audience here, we appreciate your coming. I want to now go to the main purpose of today, which is the presentation of the lecture, Innovating Value, the intersection of science, technology, and business. To do this today is Mr. Tony Anenyeka, the co-founder, CEO of Truckmaster Nigeria Limited. Quite quickly, I want to invite Professor Tunde Odetunde to please step forward and give the citation of the guest speaker. Professor Odetunde, please. Can we put our hands together for him? Thank you very much.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, members of the University Management, the Dean of Science, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I hereby present an abridged version of the citation of the guest lecturer for today, Mr. Anthony Omaseni, Arenyeka. Mr. Tony Arenyeka obtained both the Bachelor of Science and Master of Business Administration degrees from the University of Benin, Benin City. The former in 1985 and the latter in 1994. He proceeded to the University of Lagos for a master's degree in transportation planning and management in 2004. His career experience includes a stint at Toyota Nigeria Limited as Assistant General Manager and later as Director General / Country Manager Nigeria for General Motors, Latin America, Africa, and the Middle East Operations (LAM) before becoming the Managing Director and CEO of General Motors Nigeria Limited in 2008. He delved into entrepreneurship in 2013 when he left paid employment to set up his own business, Truck Masters Nigeria Limited, where he has been co-founder and CEO to date. He is an independent, non-executive director of Metropolitan Motors Limited and a member of the advisory board of Always, a specialized magazine focused on knowledge and logistic issues. He is a certified business development service provider with the Enterprise Development Center of the Pan-African University, where he has been involved in mentoring and advising budding and experienced entrepreneurs in scaling and managing their businesses. Tony has attended many local and international courses, including executive management programs at Cranfield University, United Kingdom, Lagos Business School, Africa Management Institute, AMI, Stanford University, the Graduate School of Business, Seed Transformation Institute, and the Wheelers Institute for Business and Development of the London Business School. He is a chartered member of the Institute of Directors, a chartered member of the National Marketing Association, and a fellow of the Institute of Management Consultants. Mr. Tony Omaseye Arenyeka is happily married with children, widely travels, and takes special interest in reading and writing books. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you our guest lecturer for today's open lecture, Mr. Tony Omaseye Arenyeka. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. When we started this journey, I never knew that it was going to scale onto this dimension where I stand before the Vice Chancellor of this great institution, the academic board, professors. I feel like being interviewed for, what do they call it? I don't have a PhD. What you do to be given a PhD, being surrounded by so many professors and vice chancellors. And I'm also aware I've attended such occasions, maybe at Unilag. I never saw the vice chancellor, the deputy vice chancellors normally come. But today, we have the honor and the privilege of having the vice chancellor, registrar, and the whole school is here. I feel really humbled. And I must also recognize one of the things that I'll be talking about is the internal collaboration. So we're talking about the topic, the intersection of science, technology, and business. Elected as the Dean of Faculty of Science, the one organizing this program, the Dean of the Faculty of Management Sciences is here, and I think the Social Science Dean is here. So I can already see collaboration going on in this great institution. I would like you to applaud yourself for that. Formally starting my lecture, the Vice Chancellor, the Dean, the Faculty of Science, the chairman of the Open Lecture Committee, distinguished members of the academia, and our esteemed students, and ladies and gentlemen. Let me use the opportunity to thank the Almighty God for making this day a reality, and to congratulate the Faculty of Science of Olabisi Onabanjo University for introducing this concept of Open Lecture Series 2024, which is, continually creating a platform where business leaders and decision makers from Nigerian business community and government will come and share their experiences with staff and students to help them find meaning in their specializations and programs, as well as establish and grow their businesses. Most heartwarming is the university's management choice of making my humble self the first guest speaker of this August initiative. This program, to my knowledge, is first of its kind and represents the excellent and innovative spirit that epitomizes this great institution, Olabisi Onabanjo University, Agoiwe. I greet all our erudite professors and lecturers who have dedicated their entire lives to scholastic activities, raising young men and women in their choosing endeavors to the advancement of society. I also acknowledge the esteemed presence of students, undergraduates that are here present, and the enthusiasm of this lecture series that have generated so much interest in the university community. I acknowledge those who are also watching online this time. I know that you have a little pamphlets with you, but I must also say that I also have slides that we will run through very shortly. This will be a short lecture, and I believe that at the end of the day, we'll be able to combine all together. All right, the first two slides will be telling us the content of my lecture this morning. The intersection of science, technology, and business. I will appreciate the VC. He has prepared us for this lecture through his opening remark. All right. The introduction, the convergence of science, technology, and business, historical perspective, milestones in scientific and technological innovation, the dynamics of value creation. There will be going a bit, moving from science a bit to management. We'll be talking about value creation and innovation, and then we come back to cross-disciplinary collaboration, fostering synergy among science, technology, and business, the human factor, the qualities that we need, and locating that same quality in being a businessman and being a scientist. All right? And then we go on to talk about technology and market disruption, new paradigms in value delivery, and then innovation and national wealth creation. I'll share some experience and such, and then we close with the future horizon and innovation in the 21st century. All right. Now, this slide is about the convergence, the linkage of science, technology, and business in value creation. This year has already said that if it is possible in science faculty, it knows that it is possible in every part of the university. So science is the I'll be very, very careful not to go into that area of science, being surrounded by professors of science here. So I'll just say it, and whatever I say, take it for it. All right. I know that the first publication by executing Principe something where about 300 pages of formulas. So the formulas that was converted into technology, that was converted into businesses that we all enjoy today. So science is the foundation. But one thing to have a foundation, another thing is to convert that foundation into use of humanity. That's where technology comes in. So technology is the application, the transformation, or the processing of knowledge into usefulness for man or for humanity or the globe. All right. The person that brings this to pass is the business. That's the role of the businessman. So a business is an entity that is engaged in turning technology into commercial or industrial activity and on a continuous basis. So when you combine science, technology, and business, the result is what we call value creation. Value creation, the combination of science, technology, and business. I don't want to share an experience. I will read from here in case you can see the script. The picture you have here is an Azu stand. You go to a workshop, it is used for raising the car so that the mechanics can work on that. 2 Azu stands today sell for about 50,000 naira. So some time ago, okay, it's a simple mechanical device. However, its construction follows the scientific physics principle of equilibrium, balancing weight with the strength of materials. So in constructing this simple device, the weight has been distributed on these 4 legs. In those days, they never have this one coming out, but now you have it. So this one comes out upon which the size of the vehicle rests on. So I just called my guys and said, why are we buying this thing for 50,000? Why can't we construct one locally? I called the technician, can you do it? He said he can do it. But what do you need? I gave him money. And he constructed a few Azu stands. And thank God that he didn't kill somebody. Because when we started using it to raise the vehicle, the thing would just give way. What happened? Wrong technology, or what we call copy technology. There was no scientific input into what my technician did. All right? The strength of steel was weaker, and the right balancing was not got. Therefore, without overemphasizing, science is the foundation of technology and business. So, the convergence here, once a business entity is built, the lab of the scientist is in a fixed place. But the marketer's lab is the market, the society, having contact with the people. So a scientist does not know what to build, except marketers get back to tell him that this is what the people want. So you see there's a convergence again here between marketing and engineering, the integration of what we're talking about, a product development process. So the information from the customer is fed to the engineer, who designs, develop the ideas, develop prototypes to meet the market needs. Take for example, you want to make a car. Before you see any model of car that is coming out, many prototypes have come. Maybe you want to develop a new model Corolla, Toyota Corolla for example. The engineer goes and develops the doors, the engines, look very nice. The management people come in to put a cost into it. And then the costing they are getting, the Corolla is the same price as maybe a Mercedes 300, E300. So who's going to buy a Corolla for the price of a Mercedes 300? So you go back and say, what can we do? So there's a reverse re-engineering of what the engineers have done. So until you have a product that is positioned with the right pricing, no new model is introduced into the market. So that integration is very, very key. So the business masters the expertise, they provide the capital, get the suppliers together, the energy, and the rationale to develop and implement the requisite technology, both competitively and efficiently. Competitively, because it's competition that brings sustenance. I mean, the herb industry is the greatest graveyard in the world. I think every year over 1 million apps are developed. Maybe less than 10,000 make it. Because the app developers, the product managers are not close to the market. You cannot force on the customer what they don't want. Now, going back historically, I believe that this is not new to any of us here, maybe the students. The past milestones in scientific and technological innovations. Man from time has been a scientist. In early history, we read about early man who knew how to make fire from flint stones by creating energy from flint stones. And later, so we had the Stone Age, we had the age, what I call the church age, because universities were actually started by the churches. Cambridge was started by the Catholics, Oxford was started by the Anglicans, and then the professors were in the church and they were arguing, and the time came when they say, oh, this one, God, it's not about God, it's about God. So gradually they separated the universities from the seminaries. And that is how the world developed. But we want to look at the developments that brought transformative changes. The developments that changed the world. All right, so that's what we're going to be concentrating on. So the revolution, the mass movement, the global movement through just one theory being turned into technology. So the first revolution was the revolution of the steam engine. We all know the steam engine. The revolution of the steam engine made it possible for the railways, the movement across the continent through ships, mining activities all came through the revolution of the steam engine in the 18th century. The second revolution, that's 19th to 20th century, through technological, what I call technological revolution, mass production, the production of steel, electric power, and petroleum, the introduction of the internal combustion engine and electricity. They characterize the second revolution. The third revolution, which is about what I call the use of electronics and the information age, the information technology, to automate production. Computers were introduced, digital networks, and the beginning of what I call the information age. Semiconductors, today you hear America and China, they are enjoying over semiconductors and chips. It's a big industry, but it came out during the third revolution. All right? The fourth revolution that we're talking about, the fusion of technologies that really created bloodline between digital, biological phase, artificial intelligence, AI, robots, the Internet of Things, 3D printing, and so on and so forth. So the question in discussing the historical perspective, or history looks at the past, the current, and the future. As we go into the future, which I will call the fifth revolution, I want to throw it back to you. What do you think we'll be expecting? There are already discussions. You go on the net, you go everywhere, there are already discussions. I want this great institution to be part of that discussion. Not to be a sit-down lookers in what is going on. To actively get involved. We don't know, is it AI, robotics, all these are already here. They're already using drones to fight war. So I end up by putting a question, which I will leave with the Faculty of Science. Where are we going in the next revolution? All right. Just to look at integration, how scientific principles have brought out through technology great businesses that have ruled the world. Somebody discovered the principle of mechanics and thermodynamics, and it was converted into steam engines, where railway companies revolutionized the world, the British transport, and all that came out of it. Mechanics and thermodynamics again resulted in the transistor, microchips, and information technology. Great companies in America, all coming out of this scientific project. Microbiology and biochemistry, you see mentioned in the speech, the development of penicillin and antibiotics. I was reading a book in Mexico in those days, something like a plague that happened. It killed over 2 million people. But today, in our generation, I would say that science has overcome global plagues. You can say the COVID. If not that we are in this age, I mean, those days when you talk about influenza, it wiped a whole country off. The one before COVID was the man that came from Liberia, that Ebola. If it was in those days, half of the world would be wiped out. But science, through biotech and all that is being done, are able to put all these at check. Electrodynamics and electromagnetism, radio wave, the internet, electric vehicles that is coming up, physics and astronomy, the spacecraft and satellite, space technology, mass communication, and all that and all that. So, you can see the integration and the usefulness of science, technology, and business. Let's talk about, we're talking about innovating value. So what is value? That's why we'll go a bit into business. Value is a set of solutions that address customer complaints or needs. Set of solutions that address customer complaints or needs. Value is created when something useful is put up for exchange. I say something for you because of the value. Doctors earn so much around the world because we need them to attend to people so that people will not die. And if the demand is more than the supply, so their value is high. So that's the services. That's why you see some services are priced more than the others, some products are more than the others, because of the usefulness that they create. So value is created in a competitive and sustainable manner. We're not talking about businesses that will live into the future. So that's when you talk about value. And value can be service, it can be product. Still talking about value here. Retailers create value by aggregating into convenient locations. For example, the Mala, he has different things in his shop. A tin of milk, sweets, cola nut, he gets it close to you. When you are looking for something, you look at what is the nearest shop. So that shop is creating value, creating convenience. He has everything, like supermarket. When you go into a supermarket, you can buy almost everything that you want. That is the value of the retailer. Value created by the manufacturer is transforming raw materials into usable or useful products through the use of technology for the benefit of customers. However, a business must create value in a competitive and sustainable manner, or else that business will die. That's very, very important. All right. This is a typical value chain. Take a company, let's say for this environment, a company that is processing cocoa into chocolates. So the cocoa farmers, these are primary activities. They bought it, they bring it. These are the logistic companies. Their own is to go to the cocoa farms and get these raw materials into the company. This is the processing, the manufacturing process that is going on. After it's finished manufactured, then you have the vehicle that will take it to the various locations, either to the north, to the south, or even export. Then you have this sales and marketing team. They know the market, they know where the need for these products are. They know the right channels to get it to the market. Okay? So, and then depending on the product, some products need after sales. Maybe like this AC now, the companies that sold it for you, they need to have an after sales department. And on top of this, you have all these support companies. Their role is to employ the right people, product and technology development, new products based on the feedback from the market, finance to provide the money to run the operations, procurement to buy it well. So all this is a value chain that is put together to create one product. So a value is added at a cost. And that cost must be higher, must be lower than the value that the cost must be lower than the value that the product is being exchanged, so that you can have profit margin. And it's that profit that drives the business on a sustainable level. You can also decide as a business which part of this chain you want to operate. You don't need to be all. So that's why you have companies that are into logistics. Some companies do manufacturing contracts. There are some companies that do long haul. And then some companies, like you take this noodle, Indomie. The company that markets Indomie is in Surulere. The company that produces Indomie is in Ota. So after they produce, they hand over to the marketing companies who carry out the marketing. And by doing that, they have this, the expertise to reach every part of the country. They combine sales and outbound logistics to carry out that very well. So you can decide which part of it you want to do. You can also decide which part of it you want to focus to manage to increase your profit margin. The more profit you have, the more value you are creating. Now, coming back to bringing technology to this value creation process so we can understand it. Technology acts as the enabler of businesses, optimization of processes to increase efficiency and stabilize the prices. The more efficient, the more you can get more money. So at any given time, we are looking at what machines can do more, what machines can provide more using the same man hours, using the same energy. And from time to time, so that's why innovation comes in, that we'll be talking about later. Now, innovation forgets the past, maintains the present, and focus on the future. Innovation focuses on the future. And the entrepreneur provides the spark. You know, the situation that is unpredictable, the market forces that are within its control or beyond the control of the business. The result of all these activities is value creation. The result of innovation, business, and decisions and technology. And what do you have? Long-term value means long-term stake. As of companies, I think UBA is celebrating 75 years this year. All right? First Bank is over 100 years. That's long stay. If you go to the UK, you have companies, Mr. John Bolt, Mr. Dunlop. Those are people, they started a business, and the business became worldwide because they continue to create value on a long-term basis. But today, there are many family businesses that have gone under because they are not innovative and they don't really know how to sustain the value that they have created. Again, we want to talk here about this collaboration, harnessing technology for sustainable value creation. In doing that, we must be thinking of new ways of delivering value to customers and key stakeholders. Ever thinking of new ways of delivering value. And if you don't do it, somebody else is doing it. And so today, instead of manual results, we have digital technology. Take, for example, wristwatch. In those days, Switzerland was the leader of wristwatch, the biggest industry. And they were producing wristwatch and you wind. I don't know how many of you, I'm talking to the students now, that makes wristwatches that you wind manually. All right. But when digitalization came, is it Sanyo or a Japanese company came up with a battery-propelled wristwatches. You don't need to wind. Just put a battery, 1 year, 2 years, it's still working. Today, those Switzerland wristwatch, my friend companies, they are all gone. Let's look at more cases here. From the day the driver knows it, he's on his way. Sometimes 4 days, you don't know where he is. Even at the advent of telephone, you call him, he says he's arrested by the police, arrested by community. It's all right, it's not there, it's somewhere. But with technology, today we have telematics. Telematics does not only deal with the vehicle, it also deals with the administration of the vehicles, the tracking devices that just show you where the vehicle is. That I cannot tell lie anymore. Because somebody is seated in the office tracking that vehicle. And many of them have been sacked. So you are able to manage your processes very, very well through technology. in telematics also control the behavior of drivers. In fact, let me share this experience. It's not a very good one. Somebody brought the vehicle to our workshop, and one of my staff took the vehicle home, not knowing that the vehicle had a tracker. And so all that he was doing, the owner was watching. And I saw your staff. They even branch a beer parlor to drink. Because in the Google map, the locations, apart from the car moving, that place with this, everything is shown. So that is technology for you. So when technology has been made to help us to manage life, to manage our business in more efficient manners. Working with one of the big oil companies, they told us that they are spending less in training drivers, and they're spending less in insurance, but their insurance bill has come low. And I said, what happened? They said that drivers now know how to drive better. How did it happen? Telematics. Because therein, it tells about braking behavior of drivers. Drivers that you know that there's an obstruction. Normally you should start braking before you get there. But some of them get there and then apply the brakes. So in doing that, you are doing wear and tear on the braking system and all that. And so somebody is also, the technology software is also reading all that. At the end of the day, it just gives a graph of how the driver behavior, how it's driving. So first and foremost, you take that driver out, you train him. Take him to a training school, you train him. After training him, you expect him to perform better. So where he refuses, of course you sack him. It's not worth it. But that's what technology has brought us. Let's go back to another example. I don't know where I'm touching that. All right. Digital payment platforms. Now I don't know when last many of you went to the bank to go and transact any transaction. I remember some years ago, you go to bank, they will give you tally number. Is that not so? Yes. Especially Union Bank and all those things there. And they will be calling number 50, number 100. And one bank came, I think Equatorial Trust, with a man with a mat, going to bank to go and sleep. And another one said, oh, no. Now, you are not going to sleep in the bank, and they remove the chairs. You are not going to sit even in the banking hall. We assure you, under 15 minutes, we will have finished, and then you go. Oh, that was great. When we are talking about innovation, we see type of visit all that. And then another one came up and said, for our Class A customers, we now have a special bank. They painted it black. I think it's either a GTB or Zen Bank. Painted it black. So you go there, there's great reception, awaiting you there, tea, coffee, and all that. Why are they doing that? Some people are already saying that you don't need to go to the bank at all. Today we'll be doing a case study of that. You don't need to go to the bank at all. I don't know how many of you have accounts with OPay. How long does it take you to open it? Put that bank and all that. Okay? So that is the level to which technology has driven us. Okay. And then, of course, we talk about telemedicine. Now you want to do kidney stone surgery. They don't need to open you anymore because they are using laser on the computer to take the teeth out. Science is great. Technology is great. They even say that time will come where you don't need, a lawyer does not need junior lawyers in the chamber because what do? They look for decided cases. You just ask AI, I want case on landmark, and it will bring all the cases out. Alright? Many people today, they even know more than their doctors because they are on the computer, on the online everything. They join groups, they know how such cases, maybe cancer or this is being treated in the US and all that. So many things are going on. So we must always, we'll continue to look for new ways of delivery through innovation and technology. That you innovate or you die. there are certain qualities that you need to have. We're talking of the intersection in methods of science, technology, and business. So whether you're a scientist, because what I will be very happy if at the end of this lecture, I'm able to reason the interests and the aspirations of lecturers and students, not to just see themselves. If you ask a maths undergraduate, you are reading mathematics, say, what do you want to see for your future? And you say that I'm going to be a mathematics teacher. Oh, no. You know, AI is about mathematics. So that's a great advantage for you to go into the computer world. All right? You are reading biology. That's great. The biotechnology that is going on. There's, unfortunately, so much of it is not happening in our environment here. So I want to build a mindset for everyone that everything is possible. All right. You can own your businesses, as we've seen later. Whether you are a physicist or you are a chemist or whatever, at the end of the day, when you are an entrepreneur and an innovator, you can run your business. So these are the qualities. For example, a scientist must have strong observation skills. When you are in a lab, you are observing. A businessman also has a strong observation skill to see opportunities. I mean, what is another name for entrepreneur? The one that sees opportunities. Somebody went to an Asian country in those days, many years. He came back and laughed. And then those people, they are bush people. They are still walking on bare feet. Another person went there and said, oh, these people, they need shoes. And he went back and he imported shoes into that place. He went to do shoe factory. So I asked you, what do you see? The same road that we all pass. You don't see anything or you see opportunities. All right. Curiosity is also needed, whether you are a scientist or a business person. A logical mindset. In fact, it's needed so much in the business world, and they call it analytical mindset. That's what many companies are looking for. Creativity, to be innovative, objectivity, resilience, technical skills, research skills, collaboration, and of course, scientific attitude. The attitude of ever learning. The attitude of skepticism. A scientist is like a policeman. A policeman, you are guilty until you are proved innocence. That's the essence of the scientist. That's why we have hypothesis. So you must be ready to be positive, test everything. So we need to have this as our qualities, our makeup. We need to do what we are trying to do. These soldiers, I don't see how many of you can see this very well. Each soldier here is like a battalion in the modern world that we are fighting now with digital war. You see, he has this telescope. I think they just celebrated John Webb now, who's created a telescope that is seeing right into space or something like that. So, this is an element. This element here has some software on top. This is a machine gun with many rounds of ammunition. These are bombs that he has on his body. He has knives. He has water. So it's a scientific soldier. But today's warfare is about science and technology. Okay, ordinary drone that you think we just used to take photographs is what Russia is sending to Ukraine and Ukraine is sending to Russia. So what will happen next, we don't even know. All right. Let's talk about technology and market disruptions. Route number one, to innovate, to invent. Everybody's enjoying it. The man that innovated the steam engine will have gone to rest. But some people were working above him. That it's possible to use hydrocarbon to drive engines. And then they came about with gasoline. They came about with diesel. I hear the first study that invented television. In those days, television, you don't even see the images. You just see some blood copy. I don't know, And they said, who bothers about image? But somebody took it off him, went ahead to create the image that you can see somebody clearly. black and white. And some other person took it above the company that created the black and white to have color television. And it's still going. Alright? So innovation can be incremental every day. You don't need until we all gather here. In your own departments, in your own areas, there's everyday improvement. It doesn't have to be technological. It could be human. So innovation is possible and should be at every day. That's what we call incremental. It can also be radical. We talked about that bank. They moved from tally number, clearing the seats in the banking hall, and targeting 15 minutes for every customer. Oh, that was great. That was radical. And then another one came up with having special branches for high wealth clients. That was great, radical. Nobody has done it before. But while they were doing this, what came up is technological disruption. You don't need a banking hall to transact business of banking. You don't even need the Bureau de Change Bank to transfer money. As some people just pay that into their account, they don't need for you. You want to open an account with traditional bank, they ask for your house address, they ask for utility bills, they ask for this 2 week, 1 month you are still on. If you go to open that same day on your phone, then you open an account to start operating. And I tell you, I hope it's somewhere, I will get there. So, success can be difficult to sustain when a company takes their eyes off the innovation dashboard. I want to challenge all of us in the hall. Innovation is the key for tomorrow in anything that we do. Even as a university. I mean, when we get there, we'll be talking. You know. Innovation is something I should. Okay, I just want to explain this because of the environment that we are. Sometimes we can use graph to explain the sources of innovation. All right. On the vertical axis is the product that was defined. On the horizontal axis is the time over time. So this graph, you created a product, accepted in the market. This is a conventional innovation graph. It's normally an S graph. You see, it's going here, it's about to die, and then they did something, either incremental or radical, to now move it forward. And they are lucky if they still have customers that are there to accept. While they are doing that, another company comes up here. You see, they have started from this point. Another company comes from this point. That's much happened. So before they know it, the company has passed them. The company is growing. And then before they know it, the company can go up. And the result is that this company dies. There's a new way to deliver value. So nothing is static. Innovation is dynamic, and so is life. I want to make an example with an engineering example. The mechanical excavation industry, the winners and the losers. In those days, you use cable, excavators to dig the mines and all those things. You know, the sites, construction sites and all that. You use cable, cable actuated machines. It takes time. So with time, incremental innovation, they increase the size of buckets, of the loader, and all that. A time came when they moved from upgrading from cable to fuel. They're using gasoline and moved to diesel. And then some new guys came to the production of the hydraulic excavators. The use of compressed fluids, all right, again, which is coming out of physics. All right. Now, what happened was that this is the cable. It's not very clear here. You can see the cables that are taking in. So it couldn't do much. That was purely mechanical product. All right. So with time, they moved to semi-hydraulic, but it was only with the back hole, the back hole. And so the people that were doing cable, they were so happy Okay, we can continue with our business. Since we can only do at a small level. All right. The competitors were not sleeping. With time, you now have a proper excavator, hydraulic excavator, that can do both the small and the big work in the mines and the construction site. As we speak, audience, over 100 companies selling excavators in America in the early 20s, all gone. Why? Disruptive technology. They were focusing on what they know how to do best. Putting money is what the customer wants. Some other people are looking ahead. Disruptive technology. They take over your market while you are still trying to do what you think you're doing best. Let us look at some companies that have gone under. Polaroid. I know in those days, even before Polaroid, when you sent to London, they wash it there, they bring it back. Later they gave authorities to some Nigerians to open labs, doing very well. And then some groups like Sony, they were looking at the digital photography. And when they started, they were like, no, it's not possible now. It's not possible now. But today, I remember 1985, World Cup was sponsored by Kodak. Our children at the back, do you know any company called Kodak? It's gone. It's gone. What are phones? The phone that your daddy will keep there and lock it. It's only when he comes and he uses it. Today, the phone is no longer on the table. I remember then, to even phone your relatives abroad, you go to the Nitel area office. Today, and then those of us are in the office, you especially when it rains, you need a Nitel guy making money from every one of them. All the wires are under somewhere there, and go and bring it, and make all the younger. Today, Nitel is gone. The power is in your hand, as MTN will say. Call anywhere in the world through your phone. And I tell you, they are still working. Maybe the next phone that will come will just be like a paper or something. But the challenge is that we must be part of it, not just be users. Okay? In those days, when you want to print this paper, I just told my printer this Monday that I'm bringing something. We started working on it. By yesterday, she delivered. In those days, if you don't give 1 month notice, forget about it. But digital printing is here. In fact, we're going to get this thing. You don't even need a printer. Something you can do on your own. But I talk about too much about the banks, and in the advanced world today, people are doing more online purchases than going to the supermarket. All right, and greeting cards. I don't know whether the new people you saw greeting cards. You write, send to your boyfriend and girlfriends, Christmas and all that. Today, that industry is done. One line. Go to your emoji. You can just print out free of charge. Download anything that you want. Send message to your dad or anybody. The area of hydrocarbon fuel, today we are still driving diesel, the refineries are being built. But you know that some countries are already said from 2035 or 2050, they don't want to see any gasoline or diesel driven car on their road. Yeah, it's always sounds like a joke. It's not possible now, it's not possible. When they say they don't want coal, nobody thought that it's possible to drive the world today without coal. But yeah, I'm not saying many of us are even seeing coal anymore. And that's why when Nigeria was going to talk to them that they want to restart the Enugu coal industry, they couldn't get foreign investors because, I don't know. Of course, physical meetings, thank God we are here today. But most times, what we use, Zoom and Facebook, Microsoft. Many of us don't like it because in those days when you travel, I think you get extra code and allowances. But now, just say Zoom, oh God, these people are coming again. You know? And one airline that can be face challenge from this too is the one industry is the airline industry. I was talking to a friend, a top guy in Shell. They said even their procurement meetings that involve a lot of billions of dollars. They are done through Zoom. Big screens like this, and everybody is there. That's the way the world is going digital. All right. Innovation creates new technologies and build new companies, new businesses. You know, the more businesses that are technologically driven, the wealthier that economy. You know, nations that are driven by innovation and value creation, the right on technology to sustain their capacity in national wealth creation. Like this chart that I'm going to see now. You see what technology has done? This is America. First to 10 biggest company by market capitalization. The market capitalization are public quoted companies. The price of share times the number of shares. That's how you know the size of companies. You can also do by revenue or by profit. This by the market. Number 1 to number 6 technology. Even the number 7 owns about 30% of Apple. So we can also group it as technology. The pharmaceutical there, to a large extent, around the globe, pharmaceutical companies are technological companies. They spend a lot of money on research. They can spend like 30 billion to do research. But when it is successful, they patent the product and they scale it, and then they make back their money. So this is America. First to 10 companies, even go to 20, they are all technology companies. I also have another example with Taiwan. Look at Taiwan there. Apart from number 4, finance, number 9, oil and gas, and tech, every other one is technology. So technology is the way to go. Companies that are driven by technology, they hold the aim to the future. Let's come back to another area that we are not looking at very well, which I also want to address our undergraduates. It is not too early for you to be an innovator. You know, every innovator is actually an entrepreneur, because when you innovate something and the market accepts it, you take a business decision. Either you want to sell it, make money to the people that will commercialize it, or you want to commercialize it yourself. So we have these people that we call startups. Startups, I mean something that we have Paystack, started by 2 companies out of Babcock University, 2 young guys out of Babcock University. Today it's a multi-billion company. Google that we talk about came out of university, out of a project of a postgraduate student. So in Nigeria, between 2019 to last year, our startups, innovators, attracted $3.5 billion in this country. And you are there, you are seated there. You are not part of it. Kenya 1.9, South Africa 1.6, Egypt also about 1.6. So you need to be part of the innovator ecosystem that is going. I beg you. This is my industry. I don't want to spend about 2 minutes to talk about it. We are truck masters. We are dealers on vehicle products, but we focus on after sales. In this part of the world, in Nigeria, for example, we are not really producing, not manufacturing vehicles. So we are, to a large extent, maybe apart from the guy in the East, you know, seeing that doing some level of assembling, others are just doing some good together. So what we can do by way of some level of innovation is in the after sales, and that's what we try to do. I've talked to you about how we use telematics. I will also use diagnostic tools. Many years ago, I saw one of my technicians sit on top of a bonnet. Somebody was driving. They were driving. I said, what are you trying to do? He said, it's listening to harshness sound. You are listening to harshness sound. Is there no equipment to do that? You know? So, harshness, vibration. All right. So there are equipment for doing that. No, if somebody comes, they bring a vehicle to your workshop, and mechanics start guessing. So most times, vehicles that come to us have been destroyed by mechanics before they bring them to our workshop. Because when you use diagnostic, all you need to do is just plug it in, and then it gives you the code. Just like they are using it in medicine. So it gives you the codes. All right? And most of our equipment are now a combination of mechanical and electronics. Okay, our paint booth is also latest technology, oven paint booth. We expel the air using air compressors and all that. You know? And every time we try to improve the processes. We use iCloud in our office so that all your information is stored in the air. And we have a Truckmaster Academy where we take in, the training manager came with me. We take in young graduates. In fact, they just shared me a testimony that one of them in the US got a job. The US one is working with Hyundai, and he said it's a Truckmaster certificate. Another one is in Germany. Even though he went for a master's program, he see how to use the certificate. He's working with a Mercedes dealership and all that. So that has been our contribution to technical way, technical work. Thank you. Whether we like it or not, new trends in the auto industry, electric vehicles are here, autonomous driven vehicles, and all that. Let me just interest you with this vehicle they call Bugatti. You must have heard of V6 engine, V8, like the car I brought is V8, V12, Mercedes, Mercedes. But now, I tell you where we are now, it is W engine, W16, the combination of two V8 engines put together. So the engine is not a V, it's a W. So you see, it's a W. Yeah. So there must have been a lot of collaboration work, from geometry to get vehicles seated in this. This is the sport version of it. You know what the delivery? It's not showing there. 1,479 horsepower. And so it can make, read it for me, 481 kilometers per hour. So what have they done? They have equated the vehicle to the aircraft. I get to Benin under 40 minutes on a good road. Technology is going on. Now I want to challenge the university community that have come to me today. Thank you for attending this lecture. The next first slide will be talking to the university. Though when we came, we had some discussions with the Deputy Vice Chancellor, and it's like he's already talking about collaboration in different ways. Also, the doctor of pharmacology, professor of pharmacology, will also have a discussion. I say the gap to tap, bridging the gap between the academia and the industry. The first challenge is that I must start internally. Internal collaboration, challenging universities to leverage on the power of interdisciplinary teams to take complex problems and develop innovative products. In the small book that you have there, I made an example with the American universities. You know, America is the basis of innovation. I told you earlier that Google came out of a university collaboration. The Waterloo University also came up with, what is this called? BlackBerry. Also came up with Waterloo University in Canada. All right, what happened? The engineering science department developed a product, license with the business school, get some of their postgraduate or undergraduate studies students to come and look at the product and develop a marketing plan around the product. And then that marketing plan is taken out of the set because they go out to do the market research. Business school to do the market research of a product or a project generated by the science or engineering school. And if there is potential to sell, you can now move to the next stage of external collaboration, working through the industry, getting collaborative research, exchanging knowledge, and also you can build a talent pipeline. I'll be talking about that later. So we should take advantage. A school like this, close to Lagos, I can see a lot of industrialization coming up in Ogun State. So we need to, number one, put our hearts in order. Research funds must be channeled. Researchers must be released of administrative duties so that they can focus. And there must be an end to that research. And research knowledge may not be for the sake of knowledge, but how to move knowledge to technology. And in America, most of those innovations, they sell it. Universities sell it. So universities have boards taking this thing, collaborating with the students, getting this idea, turning it into technology, selling these technologies and making money. The time has come that we need to really rise up to begin to look at all these things. All right. External collaboration with the industry. I was glad when Professor was talking to some. We need to do more. Okay? When you collaborate, your research work here can be taken. I know that there's not much when I was talking about multinationals and national development. They don't bring their research industries here. Anything they want to tell you, they say, oh, we're already done it there, we're already done it there. But somehow, let us look at what is possible. And then, by the time you have this collaboration, when students go, I know there's CWE, for example, they send students on attachment. Many companies are closing down, so they even get somewhere to do that, and it's a problem. You know? So when you do it, it's not that I know supervisors come, but let's begin to relook at the curriculum. What are the students meant? How can they come back here to develop projects that are sellable, that are potentially useful to the consumer? That is part of the challenge that I've brought to you through this lecture. Connecting universities to innovative value. Our research university is an epitome of academic and research, which you are. So let us make it so. Government has some research centers. I don't know what is the effect. Now you must connect it with the what we call the venture capitalists. Those people that brought $3.5 billion to Nigeria to give to our startup, they believe in them. Not to talk of if it's coming from a great university like this. So let us look at who are these venture capitalists. How can we connect with them to begin to develop some of this? And the government, the role of government, and the government has what they call STEM, science, technology, engineering, and what? How successful is that program? Universities of technologies have been opened. What is the focus? This government has just appointed a lady as special advisor on entrepreneurship and innovation. It may be necessary to contact with her and see what is the program of government, so that these linkages are put together and that the university is part of it. Now, when we do this, I'll talk about ordinary, I won't spend time here anymore talking about this. I've given an example of the US and science, engineering, business school, companies form out of university, Google and BlackBerry. I will talk about the Nigerian companies and the form out, the Nigerian guys. All right? Nigerian government role, private sector collaboration. This is the agency that is authorized by government based in Abuja for licensing of patents, NOTA, National Office of Trademark and so on and so on. I'm glad that the DVC is a professor of law. So whatever you bring out, you will not have problem in with patenting it. Patent means that nobody can touch it. They will give you a time, maybe 10 years. So when you develop it and it's successful, you start making money. You know, in America, patent is so much that one company went and patented even the human body. I'm sure you have heard about that. So when other researchers go, they will say, you can't go further. And they have to go to court to get that thing out of it. So we must look at that. All right? And finally, opportunities that are open to university to innovate value, opportunities in agriculture. I'm sure, I don't know whether there's a faculty of agriculture here, but you don't have to have. I mean, there's a faculty of science. What are we doing about improving our seedlings? What are we doing about commercializing those chemicals that you can bring out? All right? To improve our farming. What about medicine and pharmacology? Using our local herbs. All right? During the COVID, I think the Catholic Center in Edo State came up with I don't know whether it was registered by NAFDA. Dr. Semen, was it registered by NAFDA? All right. Was it registered by NAFDA? Yeah. But, no, people were taking it. And what was it? Bitter cola and some local herbs. So we need to do that. I shall need our pharmacologists to come up with a local. In fact, I don't have time. I think one of the professors was talking about the advantage of developing our local drugs. Because BC in its research have found out that there could be some racial differences in some of these global sicknesses, and therefore limitations in terms of efficacy of universal drugs. So if we have the ones we develop here, and we have labs here to get it in the right quantity, why can't we commercialize it? I believe the university is that. Now there is the CNG, electric vehicles, School of Engineering. I want you to be part of it. Solar power. I don't know what grade or what do they call it that you buy in the school here. What do they call it? Grade A or band A, band B and all that, okay? So you need solar power. The Chinese came, they saw that we don't have power, we're using candle. They went and developed rechargeable lamps. Candle industry is gone today. Alright? They saw that we are pounding yam. And they went and developed the condo machine and brought to us, we are buying it. Let some of this come out of our There is a 13.8 billion global fund for this solar project, Global Green Investment Fund. The last time I would like you to look into that. I think this lady, Mrs. Keju, moved, just an investor. She's the MD of Lumos now. And they say they are going to accept that. Even the Tinubu government is already talking about providing solar homes to reach 5 million households. The energy now. That's an opportunity for the investor to also look into. Finally, as I bring this lecture to an end, this man, Mitchell Kapp, in one of his books, The Physics of the Future, he said the future is ours to create. Nothing is written in stone. The future is likely to a huge freight train that's barreling down the track, heading our way. Behind the train is the sweat and the toil of thousands of scientists who are investing the future in their lives. You can hear the whistle of the train saying, the future is biotechnology. The future is artificial intelligence, nanotechnology, telecommunication, renewable energy, data science, augmented reality, and so on and so forth. The question as around this lecture, what is your reaction to this moving train? Want to lie down and get crushed by it? I believe my listeners of today, both young and old, ambitious and neglected scientists, engineers in this room, those listening on internet, will be telling me, oh, get me on the train, get me on the driver's seat. This train represents our future. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much. Please let's keep clapping until he takes his seat. Of course, I've been over to us here today. In fact, it's more than what you have get for. Not even lecture dieting, not technical lecturing, but it has to do with business as well. Today, we see that the need for us all to continue to develop our innovative power and making sure that there's collaboration, and at the end of the day, we convert technology to wealth creation. Thank you very much. Round of applause for this distinguished. Of course, don't to tell you that the current administration in the university values what we call entrepreneurship in terms of business, collaboration, both locally and internationally. Yorùbá sọ pé àpá sọ̀rọ̀ òjò kàn, òjò kùn, ó kù. Sorry, we continue to learn. Òjò kù, ó ní Ọlọ́run gbọ́, ó jẹ́rìí òun. So for instance, it is to tell you that another distinguished alumnus of this great university is very much in our midst. In fact, the university is already looking into how to tap what is being discussed today from this distinguished personality from John Hopkins University. He will join us sooner than later, and I'm very sure our Vice Chancellor will be interested in allowing this distinguished personality, especially alumnus of this great university, to say one or two things before she leaves for our destination. Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for us to take some questions from our scholars here and our students who have benefited greatly from the lecture delivered right away. And I'm very sure that our guest lecturer is very much prepared, loaded, and ready to give us the required responses. Thank you very much. Can we put our hands again together for this? Thank you very much. So I will take questions by raising up our hands from our scholars here and the student constituency here. Our scholars.
Science, or you are in farms, or you are in social science, all of us are scientists. So we are doing science the way we are. That is why from the presentation of the guest lecturer, you will see that what we call the pre-production marketing is key into whatever thing you want to do, because that is where you identify what is needed to be produced. And of course, in this part of the country, we are having issues because we do not know or we cannot define our business correctly. If you are in the packaging industry, you are not limited to bottles. And that was what killed Toyo Glass today. But the question I have, which I would still want you to look into, is that why is it that we are not into the production innovation? Why are we doing the downstream? Why are we the downstream activities and not in the actual production of goods and services, such that the GDP of this country can increase, and then our productivity will definitely give us opportunities for employment generation, because the way the country is today is highly worrisome. On a daily basis, one is scared at what will be the future of our children some years from now. Thank you very much.
The head department of physics, Dr. David.
Thank you very much, sir.
Excuse me, sir. Before you continue, sir, in the presence of another distinguished alumnus from Baltimore University, from John Hopkins University, Baltimore, United States of America, Dr. Abiola Ayolaja. You want to say one or two things, and to again testify to the what you call intellectual entrepreneurship from this great university. Join me in welcoming to the podium, to the high table, Dr. Abiola Ayolaja, a brain cancer specialist from John Hopkins University, Baltimore, United States of America. Thank you very much. You are most welcome, sir.
In fact, you have opened my eyes again that when I walk through the roots, I should not close my eyes. Somebody went to Asia, he returned laughing at people, but somebody else went there and he returned making shoe industry there. So I opened my eyes more this day. Sir, I pen down my question when you are in the middle of your lecture, but when you were running on, you answered my question. But for emphasis sake, I still want to talk about it. You said, and I quote, more profit is equal to more value. You said again, profit margin is equal to value added minus cost. Those are the words. Now, can we say, that's my first question, can we then say universities are business outlets as well. Because I look over here, I saw our potential products. And out there, we have our products. We are producing as well. We have products. Now, you said again that if we don't want businesses to go down, to go under, we must do something. Well, in the past, many people want to become vice chancellor. I was speaking with a professor. He said, in fact, he didn't have to be the vice chancellor at all. If you ask our vice chancellor here, he will tell you about edit. Profit margin is equal to value and minus cost. If you look at that, would you say universities are business out there as well? Is there any profit coming from that? Or are we struggling to make that? If we don't want university to go under, what can we do? You have made mention some things where you are running off. But it's as if this thing have been there, but nobody tapping into it. Like you talked about automobile industry too. We are talking about that, but we are not producing any car. You mentioned it also that we just assembling things. So we expect that by now they should be. The same thing with university. With all you said when you are running off, we should be able to be making sufficient for ourselves. But still today, if you ask our vice chancellor, we have our head is a big one. What can we do for this business, invest business, not to go under? Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. Distinguished VC and the dignitaries here. So my name is Shaku Temitope from Computer Science, and thank you very much, Mr. Tony, for the lecture. It was very inspiring and innovative. So my question is, as a student, how do we bridge the gap between invention and innovation in the institution? We know that innovation can be incremental. The time lapse between AI technology was more than 100 years, so it doesn't happen today. So there have been a lot of funding, a lot of research, and a lot of investment, and it happens in those schools. For Nigerian school, we have our own innovation. We have our students implementing, we have our students building, but most of them are on the technical level. Some of them end up in the papers and journals, but they were never implemented. So the question is, with current infrastructure like funding, facilities, how would you advise a student to take their ideas beyond just paper to something that actually works in real life? Thank you very much.
My name is Oluwake Abdullah Olontobi from the Department of Media Studies. I had a question. Then the West speaker raised a question to the audience in which some ideas came to me. I don't know if I can be permitted to just say the answers that came in my mind when the West speaker raised the question. But my question is this. I had an idea coming from me, and I want to really know if it is a visible, let's say, it's a visible idea, a visible innovation, right, or not. I had a collaboration. I'm a writer, and I had a collaboration with our web designer and a digital graphic designer, and I want to know whether such a thing is really visible in the technological world of today. So those are my questions. Sir?
Come again.
The Vice Chancellor, permit me to stand on the existing protocol as established by Dr. Wale Balogun. I noted some concerns here. Number one, most of us, we have ideas, we have innovations, but the major problem we're having is funding. Funding. To get funding, opportunity in Nigeria these days is not something that is straight. You have to work hard. Sometimes we use our money, pocket money, and other things to get things done. So if you don't have enough funding to carry out something that can compete with the global level, will be somewhat difficult. I think that's the first one. The second concern is on our curriculum. The Nigerian curriculum. Personally, I think most of these the contents are obsolete, or we can just move them to secondary school level, and we focus on something that we that can compete globally.
I noted there, I said the curriculum we use in Nigeria University need to be reviewed and updated to reflect the latest advancement in science and technology. Not only that, students need to be taught skills and knowledge that are relevant to current industry demands, as you mentioned, and the future trends. So I think if we can put all this together, we will go above not only theoretical, but we go above, in fact, move into the practical and be impactful.
Good day, sir. And good day, everyone, sir. Good day, sir. I have a very short question, sir, a precise one, sir. I am Olajuwon Olajide Emmanuel by name, a student from the Department of Plant Science. Now, this is my question. As a plant scientist and as a botanist, I plan on venturing into the ethnobotanical aspect of my field of study. The ethnobotanical aspect which deals with the use of herbs for medicinal purposes, sir. How do you think that as a young entrepreneur, I can fuse this advancement in technology of technology into my field? Then another thing, and what additional skill do you think a young entrepreneur needs or a young person needs to start up a company and to be sustainable about it? That's just my question. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
So my name is Comfort from Plant Science Department. Now, Mr. Tony said nothing is static, innovation is dynamic, and so is life. And now here is my question. Installing a solar system in your home may cost $10,000 to $20,000. And despite your desire to power your home with renewable energy, the price tag will be put out of reach. So many Nigerian schools may not have enough capital or financial resources to invest in this type of technologies. Now, my question is, what can be done
to alleviate this problem of sourcing for power? Is that not?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Put your hands together for this. Thank you, sir. I will quickly, before I will hand over the mic to the guest speaker, guest lecturer to give, provide responses to ask questions. I will recognize the presence of the Dean Faculty of Arts, Professor Samson Dare. Thank you very much for coming. And of course, the Association of Nigerian University Professional Administrator, Hanupa OOU, is equally having the representative here, the President of the Faculty of Social Sciences, Mr. Omotayo Adekomisi. Thank you for coming. We appreciate you. Now, hand over the mic to the guest speaker to give responses to the question asked so far. Thank you very much.
Once more, I want to appreciate the University authorities for this opportunity and the time that you have spent to come and listen to the lectures. The first question about altering innovation production. Why is it not happening in this country? Seriously speaking, I would say that we don't like to blame anybody for it, but a lot has to do in terms of policy and infrastructure. They just finished the African CEO Summit in Rwanda, Kigali, Rwanda, and the CEO of Total Energies stated that they are going to invest $6 billion in Uganda, in Angola, in preference over Nigeria. And when they asked him, he said that in Nigeria we talk, and nothing happens. We change policies. So we've lost out $6 billion taken to Angola instead of Nigeria, because the new policy on the, what do we call this oil and gas new policy that they are talking about? They made it into law, yet it is not implemented, and companies want to invest in stable environment. Okay? I remember when in my own industry, from Jonathan to the early days of Buhari administration, they came up with the automotive development policy, and they insisted that companies should establish local assembly plants. In all, there were 16 people that came. I remember one of my mentors in the industry, Shivadeo Joe, said he didn't believe that it would work. But just to say, if I took one small place, And he was like, he's a prophet. Today, government under Adebayo has come and said he has suspended the policy. Because even though the Senate passed it, the House of Representatives passed it, the president refused to sign it. The president does not sign it, it is not a law. And it's not a law, which means that at any given time, that policy can be changed. And that's exactly what has happened. That was why Toyota went to Ghana to go and establish a plant and all those type of things. So this new administration is trying, but government must be stable in terms of policy. Because whatever we are doing here, the outside world is watching. The outside world is watching. The second one is infrastructure. To build a proper auto plant here, maybe they say we are having how many megawatts of electricity? We have 4 or something, 4,000. A plant in Japan can use all that 4,000. One plant that we are using in Nigeria. So we don't have the right infrastructures to go into the upstream production that we are talking about. It's even getting worse now. I thought that maybe we should start with the light industry, produce nuts and bolts, produce toothpicks, and all those things, furnitures. But we don't have the right environment to do that. People are going, BOI, load money to people, many of them are owing and all that. So the environment is harsh, and that is my explanation for that, why we are not having those things. And I believe that government will continue to work on that. The second question on the university, how university can, university is not a business venture. University is set up to train undergraduates in basis of research and academics. But in doing that, university can make money. That's where you have IGRO and what they can do to raise their internal revenue apart from the information they get from the government. So I don't know the system you have here, but many of them set up a joint venture or a business venture that can now actually go out to seek for collaborations. There are many things, university, maybe you are up to 10,000 in this university community. I mean, what type of collaboration have we got? Maybe with Indomie, for example, they want to come and sell in this community at a special discount. And then what? You use your size to negotiate. So that unit, not private, university is going to do research and will do it well so that we can innovate and connect to build technology. But there's a unit like in America, many of them, they are rich in cash because of their venture activities. Okay? So Nigerian universities can also look at that. That's why we're advocating. Okay? So that you can increase your IGR, not necessarily through other school fees, but through conventional activities. So that is a challenge that we still live with the university authorities. The student that asks about funds for innovation, I agree with you that you may need to begin to seek funds, but the first thing we teach in entrepreneurial school, don't start by saying that you need funds. Money or funding is a resource, and every resource is scarce. So it has to be allocated appropriately. Many people are looking for it. So if you develop an idea or a product that will sell, I mean, people will look for you. So if you are looking for a person to give you money to develop that idea, and that's where the problem comes. So you need to have what we call angel investors. Your father, your mother, you go and take money from them to start something. So when the thing becomes attractive, that's when the venture capitalists will come and say, oh, we are interested. There are some agencies that are giving grants for innovations, innovation grants, maybe small figures, $20,000, $10,000. If you go on the net, people concerning Nigeria here, I know they are available. It's something that you can begin to look into and try to connect. Sometimes the bank, through some other agencies, they may have such facilities But no bank is going to give money to a product that has not been tested. That's the challenge that every entrepreneur and investor must strive to meet. The guy that talked about, you are a writer, you want to collaborate with a web designer. We cannot really answer you from here. We don't know the web designer. So in principle, it's good, but practicality, we don't know the details. So maybe you can see me on the way out to get some more details before I can advise you. All right. The guy that talks about the herbal linkage is a business. It's something that you should discuss with a professor of pharmacology. It's something that we have also discussed about. It's an opportunity. One university is better than the native doctor is that you are scientific in approach. Because what the medical doctors will say is that what the native doctor has given you is not scientifically tested. But if it's something that it has been tested in our laboratory here, then it has the potential of becoming a commercial product. So it is possible, and I want you to connect with the pharmacologist professor and look more into that. I hope I tried to answer all the questions. The one on the solar panel, what we are saying is that today we are using energy from the sun, from NEPA, to heat, to build the capacity of the solar panel. As time goes on, innovation is about continuity. And that's why we call it alternative energy sources. And there are other areas that you can get the same energy coming up. You, out of dump, you can get electricity. Out of dump sites, over years. And many other opportunities. So we must continue to ask ourselves, what are the possibilities? Be positive about what in our environment we can develop to answer these questions. Thank you very much. I believe I tried to do justice to this.
Thank you very much. Can we put our hands again together for the guest lecturer? Thank you very much. Just to say this, I want to implore the faculty officer of science and of course whoever becomes the dean, the next dean of the faculty or the incumbent, and every head of department, whenever any department in the faculty is organizing any program, we must make sure that every student of the faculty benefits from what? From the guest lecture or the academic program that will be conducted. Why did I say so? About 2 months ago, the Department of Chemical Sciences was here with a distinguished alumnus of this great university, the Codis Farm Limited. And he was able to tell us what and what are needed to become a successful entrepreneur. Among what was discussed on that day was that the curriculum of the chemical department is being amended to making sure that the activity of that industry will be incorporated into the curriculum of chemical sciences, which I'm very sure the Vice Chancellor of this great university will throw more light on. Thank you very much. I invite the Vice Chancellor of this great university, Professor Ayodeji Agbola, to please step forward and throw more light on this. Thank you very much.
Let's give ourselves a round of applause. All the questions asked by our students shows clearly that they understood what the guest lecturer actually taught us today. Of course, I'm not surprised that Professor Bose anyway. So it's actually normal. Even Professor Bose they gave the lecture. By the time we came back to that seat to ask question, almost immediately. Bro, sorry, I don't know you are looking through. But let me just answer some of the questions that the students. Let me put it this way: who else about? And that's the issue of curriculum. I've had this curriculum thousands of times. But what is important for the students to know is that you cannot just jump from what you are taught in secondary school to an advanced curriculum. So the curriculum is designed such a way that the way you are coming from primary school, you move gradually in that knowledge to secondary school. And then when you look at university, we have what they call foundation courses, which reminded you of what to learn from secondary school where you are coming. And that is why some of your courses in 100 or 200 level, you can take some of the courses to 200 level, you can take some of them to 100 level. And it is also very good for you to know that when you're in the university, you are not only learning that area alone. So there's what we call university-based courses. Because the university itself must be known for something. And in this university, if you are not going to do anything, you must know agriculture. And that is why it's very compulsory in your curriculum. So you might be saying that I've heard that some people are saying, I'm a Messi. Why must I learn anything about agric? But the problem they fail to understand is that in medicine, everything is interwoven. If you don't eat good food, you won't have immunity. To even fight anything at all. So you must know something about that as well. But let us now move to the curriculum per se. There's no curriculum that's obsolete. Every 5 years, NUC review the curriculum to meet the challenges of today. As we go on now, for those of them in forensic science and courses in farms, we are even align our curriculum with some of the universities in UK such a way that they will be able to handle our degree. And so when you look at those curriculum over there and here, you don't really have much difference at all. At all. So for the issue of funding, funding is not the problem in terms of research per se. What is lacking is the idea. When you have that idea, when you come. And I want to appeal to the students, when it is time for all to say, okay, this can long back, we want some of you to stay behind and be able to learn practically what you have been taught. I hope will be available. As of today, we are the first to have collaboration with the National Incubation and Innovation Center. And so, they will be here to also teach you. You can see a building going on there as you are coming here. That is Entrepreneurship and Innovation Center. And it's being built by one of the alumnus of this university to make sure that that aspect of the skill that we want to acquire is done there. In terms of employability, we are also trying our best to ensure that all of you in sciences are able to have a meaningful employment when you finish. Colin Span, which is the mother of Cassandra Bassesson, will be starting the census curriculum. We've got 2 people that's going to do the lecture, one from Ghana and one from South Africa. and it's going to start by first week, by the time we begin the next semester. Although they want us to put it in this second semester, we have started the program. It's just an elective anyway, so we can start anytime. So some of them are eager and pushing for October, which is this semester, but are eager to start in this second semester. So HOD chemistry, HOD microbiology, and HOD of chemistry, we need to see it very quickly, and then physics, to say how we are going to amend and adjust that curriculum so that the student can still register for it in this second semester. We cannot do anything without knowing about sensors anymore. In fact, the concern about sensor made it open. There is going to be employing 500 per year. So how many students do we have in all those departments that will graduate yearly? They are not up to 500. So we need to prepare them for the job. And our ambition is to make sure that all the industries that we have in Ogun State, we have collaboration with them. Some of us, and you can see Dr. Yola Jaragia, he is actually looking for collaborators. If somebody can come from the OKC, looking wants us to start having classification, WHO classification for cancers that are actually indigenous, so that we don't need to rely on WHO or what they classify in Black America or West America. Well, all of you are here when I mentioned that differences between the black and white in the development as well as the treatment of cancer in black and white are not actually the same. The department the science started, and then the mass com jump into it, and then again after the mass com jump to it, you can then see that science is doing open lecture, and then you can see that before you know it, all of them start running after you to do open lecture as well. So it's a lot of applause for science. Okay, you started first. Okay, in the cubicle of your room there. Not openly. Finally, I want to appeal to our faculty members. When you are having your seminars, invite people from relevant stakeholders, not only within the university. If indeed you want to have the collaboration that can get funding, invite them. Let them come and see what you are doing. It is when they come and see what you are doing that they will appreciate you, and they can put their money for you to do more. And thank you all.
It's now time for us to appreciate the guest lecturer of today. But before doing that, I think it will be an omission for me not to recognize the Faculty Officer of Science who has been part of this program since inception, Mrs. Jumoke Idusanya. You are most appreciated. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. It is moving to see science is moving. Of course, I'm not surprised when most of the directors came from the Faculty of Science, Director of CWES Science, the Vice Chancellor of this great university, a distinguished alumnus of Olabi Sonowanjo University, to please step forward, sir, and present an award of appreciation on behalf of the Faculty of Science to our distinguished guest speaker of today. I invite Ms. Dr. Egbenoglu to please step forward with the award to be presented to this, our distinguished guest lecturer. Thank you very much.
The principal officer of the university will again order them to be seated. On behalf of Faculty of Science of this great university, I hereby present this appreciation award to Mr. Tony Areyeka in recognition of his excellent presentation as the guest speaker during the first Faculty of Science Open Lecture 2024. Congratulations.
Dr. Ayolaja, please come to the podium, sir. Put our hands together as another distinguished alumnus of Duke University who graduated from the Department of Biochemistry, Olabisi Onabanjo University. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. The Vice Chancellor of Olabisi Onabanjo University, Professor Agbola, our guest speaker. Please permit me to stand on existing protocol. But before I continue, I would like to give a quick shout out to one of my mentors here, Professor Swan. Good afternoon, sir. My name is Fabiola Ayolaja. I currently work at the Neurology and Neuro-Oncology Department of the Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine in Baltimore, Maryland, University, in the USA. I am very, very happy with this open series lecture because I've always been looking up to lectures like this across universities around the world. Most universities would invite guest speakers to talk about new things that are innovative and the students can actually benefit from. One of such that I'm actually here for is about a collaboration on next generation sequencing. For those of us in the biochemistry department, microbiology or plant science, as I see one of the people who ask questions here signify that it's from the plant science department. NGS is one of the most important things in the medical field right now. Before you can diagnose before you can effectively diagnose a patient, after you've gone through a one-on-one consultative series with the doctors, to get the source of that particular disease, you have to go through next generation sequencing, where whatever changes you've seen like in the genetic composition of the person would actually be determined by sequencing that person's genetic composition. And so I currently also consult for a diagnostic company in the USA, one of the biggest, and since they are trying to determine some of those biomarkers that can be used in diagnosing breast cancers, because like the VC mentioned, the disparities between the black and the white patients is actually quite wide. And we are trying very hard as black scientists in the USA and across the world to see that an effective diagnostic platform is actually generated and developed for the black community in the USA and of course across the world. And so I'm here to also solicit for collaboration with the oncologist in the OOUTH, correct? Yeah. Oncologists in OOUTH in setting up a platform where patients can benefit from treatment, diagnosis, and of course the next generation sequencing. And so I look forward to actually speaking to some of the professors here, perhaps next week in Shagamu. And once again, I would like to appreciate the students sitting in front of me here. I was once one of you guys, and I know the struggle it takes, like, you know, to break through from a university like this. It was a very big struggle, and one that I would love to actually tell you guys one way or the other in the next future. Thank you to the organizers of this open lecture series, and thank you to the Vice Chancellor for giving me the chance to actually speak to you guys, and to the guest speaker for giving you his ideas. And on a very last note, I know he has asked one of you guys to actually talk to him after the program. I would say for those of you thinking of reaching out to him, take it slow. Rich people don't really respond when you come with an array of ideas, except when you've actually gone through a very strict and stringent development of that idea. Then reach out to the person who actually organized this series. It will help you because I think they know each other. So, just like my 2 cents. Thank you.
I thought you would give another round of applause. You are not clapping. Thank you very much. We appreciate you and thank you for coming. Of course, you will hear it's another from Faculty of Science, Dr. Professor Usman from Faculty of Science, my mentor. Thank you. It's everything from Faculty of Science. But unfortunately, Faculty of Science didn't give me anything. No. If not for FSS, Faculty of Social Science, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Every member of the University Committee, we appreciate you. Thank you very much. From Faculty of Science. Okay, you sent us away from 100 level. After 100 level, you said we should go back to College of Agricultural Sciences for Agricultural Economics. Thank you very much. We appreciate you all. On this note, I want to invite the chairman of the Open Lecture Series in the Faculty of Science, Professor Victor Chukwuma, to please step forward and give the closing remark and at the same time the vote of thanks. Thank you very much. Can we put our hands together for him?
Great OU. The greatest OU.
Well, to say that my committee is fulfilled is to say less than what we feel now. I just want to make it short and to make the closing remarks. I would have said it is over, but I won't do that. I want to thank us all for making this open lecture live up to its billing. And I want to thank everyone that made it possible. When we began, we ran to the VC, and he was a bundle of inspiration, motivation. The dean gave us a platform. Myself and my colleagues in the committee. And when we approached Tony and Renica, he was there for us. And I want to say that they supported us all the way. They funded Truck Masters, of which he is the CEO, and Nigerian Sino Trucks were the two sponsors. When we ran short of money, I mentioned it to him. But I haven't been able to remind him because I didn't know how it was going to pan out. I think right now he can see we made an estimation of 250, 300, but by the last registration we had 780 participants. Nothing can be better than when you have your VC, your dean, your colleagues. And those of my colleagues here who have supported and inspired us. Professor Busongo, Professor Junaiki, Nuri Babarinde, every one of them. And whenever it was going to be as if it is not going to be possible, they say choose, it's going to be possible. Thank you, everyone. Let me thank the members of the management, the registrar of my range. Thank you. My PVC, ACAD, they say, is Mama OOU. She's always there for us. the DVC admin. As a matter of fact, we took off even before this started talking about collaborations. And we know with the students here who are always supportive, my colleagues, all our students who make this day possible, we want to thank you. I thank Tony Arenika. We've come a long way. Dr. Seme. And I want to remark, I remarked to the Provost PG School that this is not the first time. I reminded him in 2019 we had a workshop on magnetometers. We had a collaboration with the Space Agency, and I was also involved in it. I ran to them. Dr. Seme Ngaide of Omega also supported us, and he's here present. Dr. Seme, can you stand for us? Where is he? Thank you, as always. So, our dear students, I thank you. I thank everyone. I don't know what to say. God bless us all.
I will invite every one of us to rise for the national anthem. I have a gist for every faculty that is having any program to, if you want the Vice Chancellor or another distinguished members of the high table to make, to always start the program with you and end it with you. And the register will not call the quality. I just obey him. You must have result-oriented program. Anthem. Thank you very much. Standing as the members of the high table move outside the hall to take the photograph. Thank you very much. Thank you and God bless you. Wishing you journey masses at your various destinations.
Kisses, everybody but the fountain, love the busy. She said, everybody need to sing you.